The following is a presentation of KBEK Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's going to high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Ogilvie High School for tonight's girls basketball matchup between the Ogilvie Lions and the visiting Mora Mustangs. This is a Great River Conference matchup between these two teams. Again, the brand new Great River Conference this year as they added 3 more teams. Of course, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman, as the intro said, and joined alongside me tonight, I got a special guest in Pete Balmer. Pete, thanks so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me, Ethan. It's ready for some exciting basketball tonight.
Absolutely, and of course, you've got your hands full with coaching as well. You coach plenty, and looking at this one, putting your coach's hat on, what are you looking for from this game here tonight?
Well, I know, Mora coming into this conference are trying to build some confidence. They did get a win on Tuesday night again versus Mille Lacs, and they just want to keep building that. Can we get better every game? And Ogilvie, they've had some success in recent years. I know they graduated some good players last year, and I know they want to just keep that momentum. Hopefully keep building a program, sustaining it.
Absolutely. As we come into tonight, the Mora Mustangs support a 3-7 record as they play out of Section 6 AA. For Ogilvie, they come in with a nice 7-4 record. Taking a look at the offense and defenses for both teams, Mora averages about 47 points per game while giving up 55. For Ogilvie, they average about 69 points per game and give up about 54. Now, on paper, this one may look a little bit more lopsided than I think it's going to wind up being. As I've seen this Mora team play a couple of times, they're a lot more of a resilient team than some people might think. Yeah,
there's no quitting these girls. They're every, I go back to their game Monday night against St. Francis. They were outsized incredibly, but they worked hard on the boards. They were battling. They didn't give up no matter what the score was, and you see that consistent effort every time. And I know Ogilvie, they get up big for when you get to play Mora. It's close together. It's a big rivalry, so it's good. The energy's not going to be low at all.
No, not at all. I know we're filling up the gym as we speak. There are people piling in as the pregame warm-ups go along, and this is going to be a very loud gym. We've got the pep band here tonight. It is going to be a raucous environment here this evening, and I am here for it. I am excited for this one. It should be a really good one, as we have been talking about. Mora, again, coming in with a 3-7 record. Ogilvie with a 7-4 record. As we take a look at the conference standings, again, the Great River looks a little bit different this year, with Mora being one of the teams that they've added, but they're not the only team that has been added to this conference. They added 2 more from up north, Aiken and Crosby Ironton. Now, Crosby Ironton is obviously sitting at the top of the conference. They're just on a different level right now. One of the, if not the best team in the state currently in Class 2A. They're 5-0 in the conference, 13-0 overall, and their offense and defense has just been absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, they have one of the best players in the state in Tori Orline, and she has been starting for years now. It seems like forever, and she is just playing so well. That team, I got to watch one of the first games of the season against Pine City, and wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Tori, and she's only a junior.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, yeah, hey, Crosby's coming. We don't have to worry. Oh, yeah, no, we got 2 years of Tori, and they're a special team, and you always want to do your best, but you'll root for a team from your own conference, to go far. So,
absolutely, and they're looking to get to the state tournament this year, of course. Then Bram in second place, just behind them at 9-2 and 5-1 overall. But then there's Ogilvie sitting in tied for second place at 5-1 as well, and 7-4 overall. Bram and Ogilvie, they played earlier. It was another close game. I can't wait for them to play again because it's going to be a good one between these two teams again. Bram, I wish they played Crosby again because that would be such a good matchup between those two teams. And I think if Bram got the chance to play again, it'd be a much closer game. Yeah. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And then Mora comes in at that 4 spot at 3-2, 3-7 overall. All 3 of their wins have come in the conference. How big is that for a team like Mora coming into the season where it's a different conference, it's a different look, it's a different schedule. How important is that to get their 3 wins have all been conference wins?
It's real big for them because in the Granite Ridge it was a tough goal for them. And they didn't get any. There wasn't any conference wins for them last year. So like to come into the conference and you build that success, and I think that they're getting better, and I think that the psyche of the girls too, it helps improve that too. Is that you go into a conference game now, you think, hey, we got a shot every night.
Absolutely. And, of course, Coach Dalby is setting a new mindset for that team. He's been doing a great job. And the coach on the other side, Jonathan Nelson, he's been doing a really good job his first year with the Ogilvie Lions as their head coach. And, of course, he comes in after this team graduated some big-time names last year, Grace Hines being one of them, of course. Her and one of the players from Pine City both scored plus 60 points in a game over at Pine City. The first time I've ever seen that happen, and they only left their teammates to, I think it was 21 to 20 points. So she was a phenomenal player, but she was also supported by one of the other better players in the state and in this conference, in Cadence Pierce. We talk about Orline being only a junior. Cadence Pierce is also only a junior coming into this season, and she's been starting for what seems like forever for this team, and she's been a staple. She's had to take over a little bit more of a leadership role this year, and for a young lady who has started for a long time already, what is that like for her going into her junior year, kind of taking over that leadership role that she got to watch for so many years?
Yeah, and she's a really good player, but she had Hines there, so not all of the focus was on her. So now, along with being the leader of a team, she's getting all the focus on the opposing team. So it's different, but it doesn't seem to be slowing her down much this year.
No, not at all. As we take a look at the schedules for these two teams, of course, Mora comes in 3-7 on the year. Taking a look, they start off with a win over East Central. That girls team, by the way, that's another one that I love just seeing the improvement of teams, and that's another team that has really shown a lot of improvement this year with another brand new head coach this year in Sammy too. So it's been so fun to see these teams getting new head coaches or a coach that has maybe been around the program for a little while and taking these teams, record-wise maybe not what they would want, but just taking over, and you can just see the mindset is changing.
Yeah, when you get change sometimes, it just gives a different era over a program, and the girls, they want to do their best, and they're trying, and sometimes somebody might see something a little different, and the girls will respond.
Yeah. Yep. As, again, they won that game, but then went on a 4-game losing streak to Piers. I should mention, they only lost by 1 in that game, so a close one. Then they lost to Crosby, Ironton, Pine City, and Zimmerman. That, again, both those Pine City and Zimmerman games, although it was a 20-point loss to Pine City, I know just from hearing about that game, it really didn't feel like a 20-point loss. It felt like Mora was right in it to the very end. It just, the scoreboard looked a little bit more lopsided.
Yeah, that was a game, too, where they felt their effort and all the things, the ball just, wasn't going in for them that night. And, and that's one of the things that they've been – I know that the Mora girls have been working on a lot in the previous offseason. Last few off seasons is, being more consistent, getting the ball in the basket.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the Zimmerman, another close loss before they came back and won over Aiken nearly by 10 points. Then they lost to Kimball. Another close game against Barnum. That one was a case of just a few too many turnovers.
Yeah, they had that lead at halftime, and then, Barnum kind of upped the pressure of them on the second half, and turnovers, and right now without Abigail Kellish, she's out for the season with a knee injury. That's huge. She's their primary ball handler. So you're getting different girls stepping up in that kind of role, and you want that they're going to get that consistency, but it takes some time.
Right, and going into that, how hard is that as a coach to decide, okay, now how do we go about changing this lineup? Who do we give the ball off to be our primary ball handler? What does all that look like, especially because she was one of the emotional leaders as well? So as a coach, what are all the things that you've got to worry about when a player like that goes out? And also scheme-wise, what does that change things at all?
It does. One of the things that you're going to look at is, who was our secondary ball, but also let's do this by committee. It might be we have a better matchup with our 3 bringing the ball up than our 1 or our 2. You look for those kind of matchups, and as long as you have multiple people that can handle the ball, just to initiate your offense, you can use almost anybody.
Yeah. And we've seen the connection this Monday when they played against St. Francis, the Axtell sisters, really on the same wavelength, and it is really impressive to see them when they're running what seems like flawlessly. It just seems like they can do no wrong, and I gotta imagine that kind of a connection for a team is definitely helping them along the way.
Yeah, those the twins, they have that. I don't know if it's twin telepathy or what,
right.
but they do. They work really, really well together, and they're two of the people that have to step up big, in that ball handling role that Kellish, had before.
No doubt, and of course we've seen Tegan Oslin lead the team in scoring there on Monday, so we've definitely seen them get it done by committee, and it's just been impressive to me to see them and how each player takes a role but can also take a different role as on the fly, and it's just been impressive to me, especially when you're losing one of your top players in Abigail Kellish. Then, of course, they did, as we have mentioned, win on Tuesday over Mille Lacs 48-38. Looking over at Ogilvie, 7-4 on the season. They are 3-4 in their section, but their section seems to always be tough. You've got it's split up into two, but the two sections are ridiculous. So you got Bram at the top on 5A East, then you got BBE right behind them, as they usually are, then Uppsala just behind them in third. On the west side, you've got Walker Hackensack Akeley in first over there at 11-1, Bertha Hewitt behind them, and then Pine River Bacchus just behind them at 8-3. This section this year may be the most talented it has been in a while.
Yeah, you can see, from top to bottom, both sides, and that's where, I know this is just a conference game, but like Ogilvie, like all their section games are huge. Mm-hmm. You want to stay, opposite of those top teams as if possible, to not see them till like semis or finals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they actually did get to see one of those teams early on. As we wait for the computer to load, we'll take a little time. We'll stall as we get ready for this Great River Conference matchup. But they got to see one of those teams early on in Pine River Bacchus. It was a tough loss, 84-66. But again, I always say you take the first week, or if not 2 weeks, with a little bit of grain of salt for basketball, just because you're still trying to figure things out kind of as a team.
Yeah, especially a team like Ogilvie that had those graduation losses that we talked about before. Not only just we talked about Cadence having that, but other players now are going to have to up their role and their responsibility. So it takes a couple games to figure that out.
Certainly. And then they beat Fond du Lac Ojibwe, lost to Bram by 6. Can't wait for that second game because it comes here on January 23rd. That's going to be a fantastic one. Then they went on a 4-game win streak. Pine City, Mille Lacs, East Central, Hinckley, Finlayson before losing 2 in a row, unfortunately, to those section teams in Walker, Hackensack, Akeley, and Uppsala. But then they did beat Long Prairie Grey Eagle, who is a section team as well, by 5. Then they beat Aiken, who is, again, a conference team, just on Tuesday, 79-76. That Aiken team is good this year. We just found out, not having a bad year themselves.
Right, yeah. They're sitting at 8-3, and when you can, as a smaller school, when you can stack some wins against the bigger schools, that helps you in that QRF rating down the road. So, they're just as big.
As we get set for tip-off here in this one, the Ogilvie Lions hosting the Mora Mustangs. We might have a benchmark coming up here in this one, ladies and gentlemen. I won't spoil it. We'll get to it if it comes here tonight. I talked with their head coach, Jonathan Nelson, and he didn't want to mention it at all to jinx it. So he was like, well, someone might be at a certain benchmark. I don't want to jinx it. So I was like, all right, I won't mention it too much. But we're going to get set for our national anthem and then our starting lineups, and then we'll be ready for tip-off here on Nice 95.5 FM, KBEK.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Whoa! Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, grab a Meat Lover's burrito or new Ranchero beef and cheese burrito. I want one right now. Wash it down with everyone's favorite Celsius, buy one, get one free. And Holiday still has the $3, $4, $5 meal deals on some of your favorite items. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store and save. Open 24/7, 365. The Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Your local radio home for Minnesota Vikings football is WCMP.
Breaks another at the 30 and is loose.
Your favorite hometown team with your favorite players.
Caught by Jefferson.
Don't miss the hits, the action.
Touchdown Vikings.
Catch the excitement all season long.
And he caught it.
Minnesota Vikings football is on Cool Country 100.9.
WCMP.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Go online to pine.edu for more information. Pine Technical and Community College, connect with success.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK. Getting set for tip-off here in this one between the Lions and the Mustangs in this Great River Conference matchup. Your starting lineups here for the Mora Mustangs will be number 11, Elia Kastenbauer, number 14, Megan Sperling, number 22, Addison Axtell, then number 23, Tegan Osling, number 24, Amber Fix, and the Mustangs are, of course, head coached by Lance Dalby. For the Ogilvie Lions, it will be number 2, Aaliyah Robine, number 10, Ruby Byer, number 21, Cadence Pierce, number 34, Bethany Besser, and number 50, Sophia Halverson. They are, of course, head coached by Jonathan Nelson. The Mustangs will be wearing their white away uniforms, the blue shoulders, the blue letters and numbers, the blue trim as well on the bottom of the shorts, and the blue stripe down the side of the jersey and short. The blue letters and numbers outlined in that black. For the Ogilvie Lions, it will be the black home uniforms. The trim on the shoulders, neck, and bottom of the short is white and orange. The orange letters outlined in white. The white numbers outlined in orange. As we get set for this one, this, again, Great River Conference matchup. 18 minutes are up on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, and I'm Game Day Gilman, joined again by Pete Ballmer here this evening. Pete, before we get tip-off, any final thoughts pregame?
You know, just kind of excited to see how this one goes. I know, both teams, Mora, I'm excited to see Mora try to match up with Cadence here, and this is going to be a fun game.
Yes, it shall. As we get both these teams out onto the court, it will be Pierce along with Fix at center court for tip-off. Don't forget, over on our other stations, 100.9 FM and 106.5, we've got hockey and basketball going on as the Lions win tip-off. It's Ruby Byer who will win the tip, as now Pierce has it on the far side to Besser. Besser will go to Pierce. Pierce underneath, and that is going to be an easy two for Cadence Pierce, and no surprise, they get Pierce on the board first.
Yeah, they set that play up nice with that back screen for her to get to the basket. Nice little pass across. Easy bucket.
And this one going to be stolen away by the Lions. It's Ruby Byer. It was Halverson who set her up for the steal with the tip. And now it's going to be stolen away by Addison Axtell. Quite the steal there for her. Taking it coast to coast, no good though. And it's Cadence Pierce with the rebound. She delivers it up the court to Besser. That's no good. Halverson was there for the rebound. She gets fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one.
Yeah, Mora's going to have to work hard again on the boards. You know, they're still a little undersized again, so that's going to be a big test for them as the game goes on.
And Halverson's first one is no good. This one gets that roll, and it's in. So 3-0 now for Ogilvie. Addison Axtell will bring it forward, crosses that center court line, gives it off now to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer gets by the defender, shot is up and good, and she'll draw the foul.
That was a nice drive there by Kastenbauer. Just takes it to the hole, you know, and able to absorb that contact and finish.
Halverson is the guilty Lion, and that makes it 3-2, and Kastenbauer with a chance to tie the game up right here, right now. That one is good. So the 3-point play for Kastenbauer, and we're all tied at 3. Ogilvie coming back the other way with Pierce. Pierce up the middle, bounce pass now to Byer. Byer on the near side, trying to go inside to Halverson. It is knocked out of bounds by one of the Mustangs. It will stay with the Lions. Lions going left to right on your radio dial. Mustangs will be going right to left. Inbound here to Halverson, back outside for Robine. Olia Robine for 3.
Yeah, the Mustangs, they got to make sure they find those shooters in the zone, in the 2-3 zone they're playing right now.
That's an Axtell brings it forward. This ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by Bethany Besser, so Axtell catches a break there, and the Mustangs will hold on to it. Mustangs trying to get it inbounded. They do on the far side for Sperling. Great job holding on to that ball, getting it over the defender. Pass on the near side to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer driving inside, then pass near side corner for Fix. No good on the 3. Addison Axtell, though, is there for the rebound. Get it outside now. Back to Fix in the near side corner. She'll take it. Going inside now to Osleen. Shot is up. No good. Rebounded there by Sophia Halverson. Now bring it up for the Lions is Byer. Byer standing at that Lion logo. Gives it off to Pierce on the near side, underneath to Halverson. That's knocked out, though, by Tegan Osleen. And Osleen, I was really impressed with her on Monday, just how she was able to be all over the court seemingly all at once on both sides of the ball. She's got a lot of energy.
Yeah, she does. She's been, playing that middle in the zone. You're battling, all the centers of the opposing team, and she works hard.
Pierce with it now. She'll give it across the court to Byer. Byer, the jumper is no good, and the rebound there up for grabs still. It is going to go out of bounds. They're going to say off a foot of a Mustang player, and it will stay with the Lions. 15:55 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Pierce will get set to inbound. And that one knocked out of bounds by Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer doing a good job getting in the way of that pass. That's something they did really well on Monday, too, is just getting in the passing lanes, doing a great job at, if not creating the turnover, they were making the offense think twice.
Yeah, just getting your hand on a ball will, get an offense a second to guess a pass. 3 by Pierce, though.
Cadence Pierce rattles that one home to make it 9-3 from that near side corner, but here come the Mustangs the other way. Fix got the defender to miss and then nearly handed it to the defender, and Pierce is going to come up with the steal. Pierce going to take it and give it off on the far side to Robine. Robine holds on to it, trying to get around Fix. Now going inside to Halverson, back outside to Besser. Now on the far side for Robine. Shot is up, no good. Rebound is up for grabs on the floor. It's going to be Pierce who picks it up. Nice step through. Shot is no good. She'll get it again. That shot is no good, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Lions. It will go back to the Mustangs.
No, Mora got away with, they gave up a few offensive rebounds, but it's still battling, able to get the ball back.
As here comes Addison Axtell. She'll give it inside to Osleen. Osleen waiting. Waiting, gives it now to Kazmar. Kazmar trying to drive to the basket. Shot is up through contact, and it's no good. And she definitely put her hand on the line. It was Besser. So Besser did get the rebound. As she went to hold herself up, she put her hand out of bounds. And, she was just trying to give her effort, but unfortunately that hand went out of bounds.
Just not enough room there at the time.
Osling for three. Oh, just off the front of the rim. That looked good, and it's rebounded by Robine. Aaliyah Robine quickly up the court on the far side. Fix there. Now she gives it back to Pierce. Pierce, bounce pass on the near side. And that shot is no good by Byer. Rebounded by Halverson. And she's fouled. So another foul there on the Mustangs. And she'll go to the line and shoot two. It is on Tegan Osling. So Halverson, 1 of 2 last time at the line.
Yeah, that's one thing that's going to be very important for Mora today is to stay out of foul trouble. They're not very, not very deep bench tonight, and especially, in the middle of that zone.
First one is no good there by Halverson. Now we're second, and that one is no good as well. Rebound is up for grabs. Bethany Besser is going to come away with it. Another opportunity offensively here for the Lions. A shot is up and no good there. Rebounded by Halverson. Halverson back outside. Pierce on the far side corner for three. No good. And it's rebounded here by Addison Axtell. Axtell brings it forward, gives it to Fix on the far side. And that pass was a little bit tough there for Fix. Fix was coming up pretty quick. I don't think Axtell knew she was coming that quickly.
Yeah, it was just one of those where not enough space to make that pass. And fortunately, it goes off of Sperling's leg out of bounds to the Lions.
So it will be a turnover there. And we mentioned that turnovers might be a key here, as we do know against their game against Barnum. That was one of the bigger keys for the Mustangs. They had 35 of them in that game. A 2 here from Byer makes it 11-3. But here come the Mustangs quickly up the court. Fix with it now. She wanted to go in the corner. She does to Axtell. Axtell left alone for three. It's good.
That was a nice setup. You get, if you can penetrate and kick, that's a great three to shoot.
And she was left alone. She had plenty of time to set her feet. And now a three back the other way by Robine. Battling for the rebound is Osleen and Byer. It is won by Osleen, but they call the jump ball, and it will be Mora ball, as that's the way the arrow points. Into the game now for the Mustangs is going to be number 2, Mackenzie Holte.
Yeah, one thing. Oh, a nice cut by Holte. This basketball rims out.
Now Ogilvie back the other way. Pierce with it, gives it far side to Byer. Robine, now to Besser. Now going across the court to Pierce, driving inside. Shot is up, no good. Halverson got the rebound. It was knocked out of her hand by a member of the Mustangs. It winds up in the hands of Sperling for the steal. A three is good by Amber Fix.
Yeah, that was another one where they get the ball inside. A nice kick out by Osleen.
Lions trying to set it up for Pierce. Pierce just inside, no good. She falls to the floor, still dribbling after she gets her own rebound. And now gives it to Robine, now inside to Halverson. Halverson tried to go to Byer, but it is going to be stolen away once again by Megan Sperling. She has just been on time. And now up the court to Holte. Holte back outside for Sperling on the far side. Fix now to Axtell. Axtell left alone again for three. That one's no good, and it's Pierce there for the rebound. 11-9 is our score. Lions lead by 2 with under 12.5 minutes to go. Pass on the far side for Besser. Besser holds onto it, goes back to Pierce. Pierce thought about 3, and then 2 defenders aren't make her think different. Now Besser to the basket. Floater up, no good. Halverson battling for the rebound there with Fix. Another jump ball call. This one will be in favor of the Lions. Lions will get one of their players to check in on a substitution. This is going to be 31, Ava Halverson. And I know we did get a sub from Mora as well. This looks to be Emma Axtell.
Yep, Emma Axtell in.
Robine, a floater, is up and no good, and Osleen almost traveled there on the rebound. Maybe gotten away with one a little bit there, but hey, that's all right. Addison Axtell, a tough pass to Holte there, and then they're going to get a foul called on the Lions.
The the Mustangs are finding success getting that ball to the wing and just taking it to the baseline. They've generated a couple fouls that way and got a couple baskets.
So it's Holte at the line for 2. First one is good to make it 11-10. It was Ruby Beyer, the guilty Lion. Holte gets the bounce and puts them both through. So we're tied at 11 apiece here in this one. Lions bring it back up with Beyer now on the far side for Besser. Besser trying to get through the defenders, gives it over, and a tough one for O'Bine to hold on to. That one was kind of towards her feet. She had a tough time corralling it, and unfortunately it's going to go out of bounds. It will be Mustang ball.
Just couldn't protect that 5-hole on that pass there, but
needs to get some help from the hockey young ladies. As now Osleen trying to go inside for Holte. Holte did a great job to get around the defender. Got her own rebound, then it was knocked out of her hands, stolen away by Cadence Pierce. Pierce one-on-one with Osleen. Tough shot, and oh my goodness, I don't know how, but she got it to fall. Cadence Pierce.
Yeah, that was a nice wall-up by Osleen there, but Pierce just too good on that finish.
Mustangs back the other way. Ava Halverson, Ava Halverson with the steal. Again, Mustangs just couldn't hold on to it. Too slippery that time. As ball moving around well for Ogilvie, but now in a double team is Besser trying to give it to Beyer. And they're going to get a double dribble here on Besser. Great job there by the Mustangs getting that double team on her, and she really kind of had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's what the focus of their defense is. You put a little bit of pressure on them, hoping that you get a bad pass or a quick shot. Mustangs turn it back over, though, right away.
Yeah, Besser says, give me the ball back. I was not ready to give that up, and now we get a foul here on the Mustangs. This one's going to go on Addison Axtell, her first, team's third. Won't be a shooting foul. It was on the floor, so Lions will inbound. 10:46 to go here in the first half. A shot that I don't know if it was blocked or what. It looked like it was blocked somewhat. It may have come out of the hand a little funny. Either way, it's going to be Mustang ball, and then they cannot control it, but they're going to get this one called out on the Lions. So it will be Mustang ball. Mora will get set to inbound. It's Fix. Fix gives it on the near side to Osleen. Osleen will hand it off to Fix. Fix tries to go across the court. That one was tipped by Pierce. It's going to be stolen away by Ruby Beyer. Beyer up the court on the near side now for Robine. Robine gets the baseline drive. Now gives it back out to Beyer for 3. In! To make it 16-11.
Yeah, both teams are doing a nice job of getting that ball inside and creating the nice wide open looks on the outside.
Fix inside to Osleen, and Osleen back out on the near side for Holte. Her 3 rattles out, and it is Besser with the rebound for Ogilvie. But Fix was not about to let it be an easy rebound as she was there, but now taking it coast to coast. Cadence Pierce a little tough on that shot. It was too strong, and then Ava Halverson got the rebound, and now she went for the shot. She was fouled, so she'll go to the line and shoot 2. This foul on the Mustangs is going to be on Emma Axtell. Her first, team's 4th. First one rattles through for Ava Halverson. Kastenbauer and Sperling check in for Osleen and Fix for the Mustangs. This one no good and rebounded by, Holte. Holte didn't get the cleanest grab on it, but she held on to it nonetheless. Kastenbauer left alone for 3. She says, well, if you're going to leave me alone, might as well take it. Addison Axtell there to help her out for the rebound. This shot is up no good. Battle for the rebound. Pierce is going to wind up coming up with it. Wow. What a battle there by Pierce to come up with that rebound. And now quickly up the court to Leah Robine. Robine trying to drive baseline. Shot is up too strong. Ava Halverson there for the rebound. This shot is no good. Addison Axtell will get it for the Mustangs. She'll take it up on the far side of the court. Looking, gives it back to Emma. Emma at the top of the key for 3. Just off the mark. And Ava Halverson's there for the rebound for Ogilvie. Gives it up to Pierce. Pierce A little bit tough, but she drives. Shot this time no good, but Ava Halverson there for the rebound once again. This shot is up and no good. Holte, she's all alone. A fast break opportunity now one-on-one with Robine. Shot is no good, but Addison Axtell is there, and Addison Axtell will put it back and in for two.
It was a nice hustle by Addie to go down there. You're thinking Holte has a nice wide open layup, but she hustled there just in case, and it paid off.
And that is why you hustle, ladies and gentlemen. Great hustle. I think that would be on Sunday Night Football hustle stat.
Yes.
As we see a turnover here by the Lions. And Sperling up and down with it. Oh, they're going to say jump ball because Pierce did get her hand on the ball, so that will be jump ball. And Mustangs will actually get the benefit of that because the possession was favoring them.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, no, that she had it right on top, hands right on top. You know, it doesn't take much contact for them to call that jump ball.
And looks like we will get our first timeout of the game with 8:37 to go in the first half. A timeout called here by the Lions. It's going to be a full timeout. So while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to girls basketball here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK.
Dale's Heating and Appliance. Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's. Or just visit Dale'sHeatingandAppliance.com. Dale'sHeatingandAppliance.com.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK. Game Day Gilman joined by Pete Ballmer for this one in this Great River Conference matchup between the Ogilvie Lions and the Mora Mustangs. Ogilvie called their first time out. They'll be left for it, 17-13, 8:37 to go in the first half. Mora does get the ball due to a jump ball call. Fix will get the inbound. She'll go across the court here to Osleen, and that nearly gets the referee on that far side. He ducked out of the way, though. And it will go back to the Lions on the turnover.
Yeah, that was a tough angle for that skip pass across court.
As now Pierce with it for the Lions, over to Besser. Trying to go across the court to Byer. No look pass to Pierce, now on the near side for Besser once again. They'll go back to Pierce, try and set it up for someone to get open, but currently this Mora defense doing a really good job covering all their bases, so to speak. And then Byer will put one up towards the basket, and Halverson, woo, you talk about a friendly roll. She got one there. That was the friendliest roll I may have seen, but she got it to fall no less. 19-13 now up the court. Sperling with it for the Mustangs. She picks up her dribble, now looks, gives it over to Emma Axtell. Emma pauses, she'll look, she'll drive on the far side. She's got an open lane. Oh, a little too tough on that shot. She gets her own rebound and then loses it, and it will be Sophia Halverson to get the steal. Great effort there by Emma Axtell. But now the Lions back with it on the turnover. Byer to Pierce, back to Byer. Slips through her hands. Now she's going to be double teamed. Gives it to Ava Halverson. Trying to drive inside. Back on the near side for Bethany Besser. Off the front of the rim. And Ava Halverson couldn't grab it cleanly. And because of that, Fix is going to get the rebound. And we're going to get a foul here on Ogilvie. This is going to be
like
on.
Second on Besser.
Yeah.
Or Byer. Sorry.
So Byer will get her second. It will be the team's third for Ogilvie. And Mora will get set to inbound. Osleen up the court to Sperling. They got numbers, but the offense just not quite there in time. So Sperling will settle it down. Top of the key for Fix for three. Just off the mark. And Besser will be there for Ogilvie to grab the rebound.
Yeah, Mora's getting plenty of good looks. They just can't get that bounce.
Pierce, pull-up jumper, no good. And it's Osleen there for the for the rebound. And then Aaliyah Robine got it to fall, plus the and one. Look at this foul on Tegan Osleen. Her second, team's fifth. Addie Axtell will check in for Emma. And Robine at the line for a possible three-point play.
Yeah, that's tough. Of all the players, don't want Teagan to get in foul trouble there for the Mustangs.
No, certainly not, as Robine unable to make the free throw, and it's rebounded here by the Mustangs. Fix with it. Fix nearly traveled with that one. Gave it over to Osling before she did. Now to Sperling. Sperling on the elbow, gives it to Addison Axtell. She looks to get through to defenders. Now gives it to Fix for three. That one's going to come up just short, and Besser is there to grab it. Quickly up the court, Pierce behind the back, showing off the ball handling skills. Pauses, goes all the way across court there to Robine, and this is poked, stolen away by Sperling. Sperling to the basket, drops it in for two. Her third steal of the night.
Yep. Yeah, Mora's going to need to turn a lot more of that defense into offense tonight to hang in there.
Pierce for three, no good, just off the mark, and Fix is going to grab the rebound for Mora. Look out behind, but she does. She gives off to Sperling now in the face of a defender. Gets it over, but a little too far, and Bethany Besser with yet another rebound. That's her sixth of the evening. Robine over to Pierce on the far side, standing on the Lions script. Now to the near side. It's going to be stolen away again by Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer, one-on-one, pauses, jumps, let the defender go by, drops it in for two. 21-17. Just when you think Mora is going to start trailing by a bit, they come right back. O'Bine with it for the Lions, gives it up to Pierce. Pierce looking, going to set it up for the offense. Gets through two defenders, delivers it underneath to Sophia Halverson. That one is up and no good, and Addison Axtell gets the rebound and gets fouled. Pierce will pick up her first, team's fourth. Holte will check in for Osling and Sperling, and then Emma Axtell comes in as well. So Mora will ready to inbound, but before they do, we'll get a timeout here. It will be a full timeout, so while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to girls basketball here on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK, Pete Ballmer, Game Day Gilman here at Ogilvie High School for this Great River Conference matchup. So far, so good. Lions currently lead 21-17, but the Mustangs, they were down at one point by 10, have dropped it to only 4. Yep. As we get the inbound here to Fix. Fix on that far side now to Holte. Holte trying to give it to Axtell, but here goes Pierce. Up and in for two. Steal there for her. She's got 9 points on the evening. You might want to keep track of the points, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'll say. Emma Axtell with it. Thought about three, but the defender was there. This one is poked away by Pierce. It winds up being more or less a pass to Holte. Now Holte, a floater to the basket is no good. She's going to, oh my goodness, absolutely steal the rebound away from the defender. And then Fix, as she drove to the basket, traveled with it. So it'll be another turnover. That's something we've seen that they struggled with on Monday against St. Francis. Wasn't maybe so much the turnovers that they gave away, but it was some of the travel plays that they had.
You know, and it kind of comes at an inopportune time. You know, Fix had a nice little space for a drive there, but
Aaliyah Robine for three on the other side. Make it 26-17. Fix with the pass to her. It goes through her hands. Oh, my goodness. Tight-roping that sideline over there, even with the basketball. Fix. Oh, not real sure. We didn't get a foul on that one. Fix kind of got a hand to her face or two. But that is going to go out of bounds, so it will stay with the Mustangs. Fix will get set to inbound. Looking, she'll go underneath to Kasmar. That one might have been a little bit of an ill-advised pass. Robine will get the steal. She's looking to take it the distance. Then her pass, I don't know if she was a pass or she lost it. Emma Axtell nearly came up with it, the possession arrow, because the jump ball pointing the way of the orange and black. So Ogilvie won't lose it. Ava Halverson will check in for Sophia Halverson. And
well, that was Kastenbauer for the Mustangs. Came flying down, gave it a little tap right from behind, and fortunately Emma Axtell couldn't get the pass or get the tip.
It was close, though.
Yeah.
You got to credit the effort, as now the inbound to Cadence Pierce is nearly stolen away by Fix, and Fix will tie it up with Pierce, and this will be a jump ball and go back to the Mustangs. And of course, Pierce, as good of a player she is, she's also a great sportsmanship player as well. She displayed that there, helping the player up. They'll get it inbounded to Addison Axtell. She'll bring it forward, trying to get the defender to just keep guessing where she's going. She's doing a good job. Gives it over to Emma Axtell. She drives, lost her dribble, and she'll throw it towards the basket and get it to fall in for two. Sometimes all you can do is just throw it towards the basket, and if it falls, it falls.
Yeah, a little unorthodox, but it works.
Pass here on the near side to Aaliyah Robine for three to make it 29-19. And the Lions all of a sudden heating up from three. Emma Axtell thought about the three, gives it underneath to Kassenbauer, and we're going to get her a foul here on Ava Halverson. It's going to be her first, and the team's fifth. I think just as Kassenbauer went up for that shot, she just came down with the hands at the wrist to force that foul.
Yeah, good position initially, but the refs are always looking for those arms.
Kastenbauer gets that bounce to go into the net. Get the first free throw to fall, 29-20.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get Holte is going to get into the lane early. So the made free throw by Kassenbauer will not count on the second one because Holte was into the lane a little bit early, and that's unfortunate. And that's a tough mistake there. But again, Holte, a junior, didn't see the court a lot last year at the varsity level, so still kind of learning.
Yeah. You know, and that's one, too. You hate to take a point off the scoreboard, too.
Addison Axtell battling for that steal. She'll take it to the basket. It was, oh my goodness. Aaliyah Robine with the block, the absolute rejection against Holte. Stared her down a little bit, too, afterwards. But Mora does keep the ball, as that did go out of bounds. Fix will inbound on the far side to Axtell. Fix lost it. Pierce almost came up with it. Cassett, well, she is going to come up with it. Cadence Pierce, my goodness, you can't. Just her motor she has. Holte trying to get it back for the Mustangs, but it's Beyer doing a good job of keeping control of it. Now on the far side, Pierce. Pierce gets around one, trying to step through. They're going to get her for they're going to actually get a foul on Mora. I think you and I thought the same thing. A travel.
Yeah, I thought so too. She's going for that Euro, and then she's kind of paused on it, not in a continuous motion, but I guess they say she was bumped.
So a foul is going to be called on Kastenbauer for the Mustangs. It's her first, team's sixth, and it will just be an inbound. They'll inbound to Besser on the far side. Robine. Pierce left alone. No good on the three. It's Halverson and Emma Axtell battling for the rebound. Possession arrow is going to face Mora for this jump ball. You know, even if Mora isn't getting the rebound, they're doing a good job of tying up whoever does get their hands on it first to make sure they do get that jump ball.
Oops. Yeah.
Good passing here by the Lions. They'll give it off on the far side, a Robine, and she was hot from three. That one just missed, but getting the rebound is Cadence Pierce, and another two for her.
Yeah, Robine's three still looked good.
It did. Still had a chance. Holte with it on the near side on the pass from Fix, and that looked just as good.
Yes.
Holte for three. He will not be outdone. 31-23. 2 minutes to go. Pass inside to Ava Halverson is just off the mark. Great job defensively by Mora to force that pass just over her outstretched arm, and they'll get it back.
Yeah, that pressure, you know, Mora's extending that zone almost to that 10-foot volleyball line, and it's causing some issues for the Lions.
Amber Fix inbounded to Emma Axtell. It was tipped by an Ogilvie line, and Fix got it, but she did not fully reestablish herself in the court of play to get the rebound, so technically she was still out of bounds. So unfortunately, it'll be a turnover, and Ogilvie will get it back. Inbound to Besser. She lost it. Holte's there trying to get it back. We've got another jump ball. Wow. But good for Mora as they do get it back. But Ogilvie's got to be, that's got to be frustrating for the Lions on the other side.
Yeah.
They're getting these rebounds, they're getting these turnovers, but they're not full turnovers or full rebounds because Mora's right there getting their hands on it.
Yeah, that's, you think you're getting all these extra shots, but, Mora's doing a nice job just getting a hand on that ball and not making it easy.
This pass from Addison to Emma Axtell, the sister connection. Not there that time. That just went through Emma's grip, and that'll be one where they talk at home about that, and they'll figure it out later.
Emma's got to do the dishes now, I guess.
Addison Axtell providing the pressure, and this leads to a turnover. Megan Sperling with the steal for Mora. Now to Casimir, left alone for three. It's good. 31-26. Minute and a half to go. We've been treated to a very, very good game here in this first half between these two teams. And Ava Halverson nearly lost it. She might have. They're going to get it. Another jump ball call. And if you're Amber Fix, you're telling yourself, come on, that's my ball. But it will be Ogilvie ball due to the possession error. So they do catch yet another break, but that's another case of where, Mora got their hands on it again. And Ogilvie, it's not that they're not, gripping the ball well enough. They're not, fumbling with it. It's just Mora's getting there.
Yeah, they're just getting their hands inside and, and it's you can see the Ogilvie girls are a little frustrated about it. They're like thinking, hey, I should have an easy shot here.
They are, and that has got to be tough. But Mora comes back with the rebound the other way. Addison Axtell gives inside to Amber Fix. That is, they're going to get a foul. I believe on Ava Halverson. We'll wait and see the official call, yes. It'll be her second, and now the team's sixth, and that will send Amber Fix to the line for two. And that one's good by Fix. They get 31-27, and again, down by 10, they make the comeback once again.
Yeah, every time you think Ogilvie's ready to just pull away, Mora's been able to stop that run and come up with a big shot of their own.
Fix will put them both through. So now 31-28. And now we get a whistle. And the shot clock, they need to fix the shot clock. Was not running, so they'll take it down 2 seconds. Referees are right on it. Great job.
Yeah.
So 45 seconds to go. Shot clock, game clock separated by about 12 seconds. Robine inside to Pierce, and Pierce drew obviously all the attention in the world, but she's going to go a line for the 1-and-1 now, as this will be the 7th team foul on Mora, the, I believe, second on Fix. So here goes Pierce to the line for a 1-and-1. And again, we're paying close attention to something with Cadence Pierce. This one up and good. Puts home the first, 32-28. And another one is good. 13 points on the night for Cadence Pierce. It's 33-28, but here come the Mustangs quickly up the court. Casimir getting by the defender. And just missing on that one. Ava Halverson will get the rebound, gives it up to Pierce. Pierce dribble behind the back, taking it through the defenders. Another shot is up and good. And Pierce starting to take over late here in the half. But the Mustangs, they have gotten a lot of opportunities for open shots, and the fast break offense. But unfortunately, some of the shots just haven't been there. Fix through a couple of defenders' hands. That one's up and no good. Rebounded by Ruby Byer. She brings it up the court. Guarded by Addison Axtell. She fell. That should have been a travel call. It just missed on that one. 2-1. The last second shot is up. It was there, but it is just off the mark. And that will bring us to halftime. So a little bit maybe of a missed call there on the travel, but Last-second shot put up by Ogilvie just off the mark. And we're at halftime with the Lions leading over the Mora Mustangs 35-28. We were treated to a good first half. I can't wait to see what the second half brings us, but we're going to take a commercial break, catch our breaths, and then we'll come back and recap this first half of action here on Nice 95.5 FM. KD
106.5 106.50 AM is your home for Packers football.
It will be Green Bay football. Crowd was roaring.
Get all the action every game.
There he goes. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. He leaped into the end zone. Touchdown.
The hits, the touchdowns, the Lambeau leaps. Live Packers action every game.
There is your dagger.
Catch every game locally. 106.5 FM or 1350 AM. WCMP.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we're more than just your local dairy. We're also a trusted propane provider, serving homes, farms, and businesses across northwestern Wisconsin and east central Minnesota. Whether you need a tank installed or reliable delivery, we're here for you 365 days a year with flexible options that fit your needs. As a farmer-owned cooperative, we're committed to supporting our community because your home and farm deserve the best. Call 715-689-1032 to learn more. Burnett Dairy Propane, serving you with pride every day of the year.
You gotta stop somewhere, so make a stop into the Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, grab CK Oil, save $2 when you buy 2, or CK Diesel DEF treatment for only $23.99. While you're at Holiday, they still have the $3, $4, $5 meal deals on some of your favorite items, and Refresh Team Spirit with Mountain Dew are 3 for $6, or Celsius, buy one get one free. Whoa! Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Yeah, we want to give a huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do. We appreciate them. If it wasn't for them, well, we wouldn't be able to come out here and cover any of these games. So huge shout out to all of them. Taking a look here at the end of the first half, Ogilvie leads the Mora Mustangs 35-28. Taking a look at some of our first half stats for the Mustangs. Leading the way for them scoring was Elliot Katzenbauer with 9 points. Then you had Addison Axtell, Amber Fix, and Mackenzie Holte, each with 5, 2 for Emma Axtell and Megan Sperling. Addison Axtell led the team with 6 rebounds. They also had 8 steals. 4 of them came from Sperling. They were 6 of 6 from that free throw line and had 7 team fouls. On the other side for the Lions, leading the way was Cadence Pierce with 15 points, Robine with 11. She came on late there in the half. Then 5 for Ruby Beyer, 3 for Ava Halverson, and 1 for Sophia Halverson. Leading the way rebound-wise was Cadence Pierce with 8 of them. Then 6 for both Besser and Ava Halverson, and 5 for Sophia. They had 10 steals, 1 block. They were 4 of 9 from that free throw line and had 6 team fouls. So there wasn't too much discrepancy between these two teams in the first half. The Lions were just able to go on a little bit more of a run than the Mustangs were, and I don't think we can even call it a run because Mora was quick to answer.
Yeah, they were. You know, when Ogilvie hit a couple threes in a row where it looks like they're ready to pull away, Mora responded with their defense leading to their offense. You know, and right now I think it's the difference in the three-point line that's the difference in this game.
Yeah, Ogilvie has done a really good job from that three-point line here in the first half. The Mustangs have had their fair share of open looks, whether it's from the free throw line or fast break opportunities. They just haven't been able to convert as many as the Lions have.
Yeah, and it's not like they're off either. They're like right on the on, and it's just now falling for them in that first half.
As we take a look at this first half of play, some of the other scores from around our local listening area. Of course, as I mentioned before, we've got girls basketball over on 100.9 FM. The Pine City girls playing against Hinckley Finlayson. Pine City leads at half in that one, 35-17. Then over in Pine City, Andy Beckstrom on the call on 106.5 FM AM 1350 with the Pine City boys hosting Northern Edge in that hockey game. It is tied after one period at 1 apiece. So I want to thank Adam Hefty and Andy Beckstrom calling their games over there. Of course, it's Game Day Gilman alongside me, Pete Ballmer, here tonight. We're talking about the first half of action between the Ogilvie Lions and the Mora Mustangs here in this one. And again, you look at these two teams on paper. Ogilvie looks like it's a little bit more heavily favored on their side, but you just felt coming into this one after watching Mora continue to grow, especially after the new year, this one had the feeling of being close.
Yeah, it did. And, and it's not disappointing either tonight. And Mora, if they get some of these shots to fall, they got a chance to turn this around.
Yeah, they really do. And I think for Mora, you're obviously disappointed that some of the things didn't go your way, that some of the shots didn't fall. But you've got to be pleased because your team has got that effort. That effort is there. We've seen it plenty. We talked about it at the end of the first half. Whether Ogilvie's getting a rebound or they're getting a turnover, well, Mora's right there to tie it up anyway. So nothing has been clean for Ogilvie.
No, they've had to work for everything they've had. And I think that was part of the game plan of Mora is like make them work, get their scores, even though Robine and Piers are getting theirs this half, but they've had to work for them, and I think that was part of the plan.
Yeah, they certainly have, and again, rebound-wise, Ogilvie does lead Mora in the rebound department, but again, almost every other rebound that they're grabbing, Mora's getting a hand on, so Mora's got to feel good about that. As we move forward with this halftime break, we're going to get another word from our fine sponsors, and we'll come back and talk keys to the second half for both of these teams. But first, a word from our fine sponsors here on Nice 95.5 KBK.
Hey there, sports fans. Hey there, sports from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City, and we have a Lee's Crazy Sale going on. It's time to gear up for hockey, basketball, wrestling, or volleyball equipment, as it is all 20% off. That's right, 20% off all your favorite hockey, basketball, wrestling, and volleyball equipment. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, Lee's Pro Shop has everything you need to take your game to the next level. So don't wait. Stop by Lee's Pro Shop today. Save big on your favorite sports equipment. Hurry in for Lee's Crazy Sale. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Well, this is a big game, and you know it's a big game because we've got the celebrity in the house tonight. Right down in front of us, we've got the old superintendent of Ogilvie High School, Kathy Belsheim, has graced this court with her presence here tonight. I know our morning show host on KBK, Rockin' Robin Riley, she got to talk to her, I think it was monthly, weekly, I don't know, every time that they talked, it was a great conversation, just talking about the Ogilvie schools. And if you've ever heard the name Kathy Belsheim, you know how much she adored this school and these students. And I know you had talked with her a little bit, and she recently went into retirement after this past school year, but I know just hearing it, she still misses it.
Yeah, she misses the people, the students. It's a tough thing to give up, but she says she's really enjoying being able to take those trips with her husband.
Absolutely. As we get ready for the second half of action here on KBEK. Mora Mustangs and Ogilvie Lions going at it in this Great River Conference matchup. Lions currently lead 35-28 as both of these teams get set to enter the court once again. Again, we're keeping our eye on the scoreboard for more than one reason here this evening. Maybe career mark going to be happening here tonight. We won't give it away, and hopefully it'll happen. Again, I know Coach was careful not to jinx it, so I will be careful as well. The announcers jinx this year for me in the winter sports has been in full effect in a bad way. So I am always trying to be careful with what I say because far too many times I'll compliment a young man or a young lady on their free throw ability, and then they'll miss the next two. And it's like, well, you all can blame me for that one. I accept full responsibility. That is my fault.
Yeah, Mora gets to start the half with the ball, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of plays drawn up for Ogilvie in the second possession, on their first possession.
It will be. We could see something early on here in this one. But again, the Mustangs will be headed left to right on your radio dial. Lions right to left. And again, Fix will get set to inbound to Addison Axtell. You know, one thing about this Mora Mustangs team is they do have their senior veterans in Fix, Osleen and Sperling. But after that, they will more than likely have a good amount of returning players next year as we see Fix miss the opening shot, rebounded by Besser.
Yeah, their young girls are getting a lot of valuable experience for the future.
Byer wanted to go back to Besser. Pierce let out a little bit of a screech thinking that it went to her. She didn't want to get in Besser's way as now to the basket. Robine shot no good. She's going to battle there with Casimir. She almost gets it back. She does get it back. Wow, what a battle there by Robine to get that one back. And now Byer for three. It rattles out. This is knocked out. That will be more a ball as it was last touched by Sophia Halverson. And that's how you know that as big of a competitor as Pierce is, she has fun with the game.
Yes, enjoying her time out on the court. That's great to see.
And it's so nice to see. A lot of times you'll see competitors who are maybe just one-way focused, but she is such a good teammate. She has that sportsmanship in her, and she has so much fun with it. And I just remember maybe relating it to football, but just because I'm a football fanatic, as we see Addison Axtell score two, getting the rebound. But Brett Favre, that's who it reminds me of. Brett Favre had so much fun with the game of football. He loved it, and you can just tell that she does as well. As we see Besser in a little bit of trouble on that far side in a double team. She gets through it, battling her way through it. Pierce looking, but she's guarded well. Now over to Byer. Byer on the near side for Robine underneath to Sophia Halverson. A beautiful pass from Aaliyah Robine to Halverson. You can't ask for much better.
No, more defense steps up towards stop the ball, and no one was there on the weak side to stop that bounce pass for the layup.
Sperling gives it now to Osleen, now over to Addison Axtell, who had to go through her hand. And that's a case right there where she took her eye off the ball as she was bringing it in and was looking. She had a little bit of a gap for an open shot, and she unfortunately was one step too far ahead. Otherwise, she would have had that ball. So a turnover here for Mora, gives it back to Ogilvie. Inside, they try to go to Pierce, but Tegan Osleen says absolutely not. And this ball going to be, taken right back by Besser. And she says, well, you took ours, now I'm taking yours. And as she goes to the basket, they're going to say she was fouled.
Oh.
That was awfully close.
Yeah. I guess they're going to get.
They're going to say Kastenbauer.
Oh.
Interesting. That was really close.
Yeah. It looked like it was a decent tap and just kind of lost her balance, but I guess they got the fall on Casimir.
Good pass inside here for Byer. The shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Osleen, and she'll give it to Casimir. She has to stop because she fumbled with the ball a little bit. Now to Axtell. Axtell in the far side corner. Sperling. Casimir a long three, but decides to pull it down and maybe find a better shot. To her teammate Sperling on the far side. A line drive shot is no good, but Fix is there for the rebound, and we get a foul that time as Fix did get the rebound, and she was fouled by a member of Ogilvie. We'll see who they get this one on. This one is going to be on Aaliyah Robine, her team's first of the second half. So Fix will get set to inbound. Fix looking, waiting. She'll give it to Kaspauer on the far side corner and then hands it off to Fix. Great defense, though, by Mora. And now with the steal, Cadence Pierce. She's taking it coast to coast. A little too far on that one. And rebound, though, by Besser, and she puts it back up and in for two.
That was good hustle by Besser, again, to get that follow.
Mustangs have it. Sperling trying to give it over to Addison Axtell. Pierce was there, but Axtell did a good job concentrating and pulling it in. Kassenbauer with it now, trying to drive. Baseline shot is no good, but she was fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot two. Again, great sportsmanship shown there by Cadence Pierce, but this foul is going to go against Ruby Byer, her third, team second.
Yeah, Mustangs are doing a nice job attacking the rim. They just, be nice to get that be an and one and not just two free throws.
Kassenbauer's first one is no good. I mean, this crowd went completely silent. Eerie how silent it went. This one is going to be good. She just needed a little bit of noise. That's all she needed.
That's it.
39-31 after the 1 for 2 on the free throws from Kassenbauer. Ogilvie brings it back up the other way. Robine to Byer to Besser. Back to Byer. And this one's inside, stolen away by Addison Axtell. She gives it up now to Osling. Osling gets through the defenders, and the shot is a little too strong. And Byer is going to get the rebound for Ogilvie. Bring it up the court, over one defender to Pierce. Pierce looking inside, now on the near side. Good pass to Besser for three. That's off the mark. And Pierce somehow, oh my goodness, got the rebound. And she just could not get that roll. That rim was just so unkind to her. Oh, she looks at the rim and says, you went against me. How could you do this?
Saying this is my home gym. That's supposed to go.
Exactly. Sperling will be the guilty Mustang. And Pierce for two. First one's up and good. Yeah, like I said, we're keeping track here.
Yeah.
And could we see it? Ladies and gentlemen, Cadence Pierce with that free throw has just scored her 2,000th career point. Wow, what an incredible career for Cadence Pierce, and it's not over yet. Cadence Pierce, her 2,000th career point. What an incredible career feat there for Cadence Pierce. 2,000 points. A huge congratulations and shout out to Cadence Pierce. She's going to run over to her family, friends. Take that picture. Congratulations again to Cadence Pierce on 2,000. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. 2,000 career points, and she's not done yet.
No.
She's got the rest of this season and all of next year to continue to grow on that career point mark. So.
Yeah, only needing the 2 to start the half.
Yeah.
And I think she probably thought it'd be a little sooner. But it's always nice to get a milestone like that at the free throw line, though. It's easy to stop the game, easy to recognize.
As we see the Mustangs get it back, but then a turnover. I think we got the jump ball as well, which we'll give it back to Ogilvie. And, Pierce, even through the celebration, she was all business. She knew she had to get back to it. So she is with the ball, then gives it over to Robine. Now back to Pierce on the far side, back to Robine. She gets by one defender. Floater is just long, and Ava Halverson lost. Oh, went off of a...
No.
Okay.
Yeah, ref initially said it was staying with Ogilvie, but no, it's back to Mora.
I was going to say, I thought it went off of Halverson, but... Again, I'm not on the court, so I always side with the ref. Sometimes I have a little bit stronger opinion, but that one looked pretty clear. But Fix will inbound to Axel, then she gives it back up to Fix. Fix has an open court, then she gives it over on the near side to Sperling. Sperling gets around one defender, lost the ball for a moment, then gives it over to Holte, now to Axel. Axel driving on the baseline, shot comes up short. She gets her own rebound. Now to Sperling for a long two. That's no good, and Pierce is going to come up with that one.
Moore's getting some good looks here in the second half. Just got to get him to fall.
Inside, Ava Halverson. She'll give it near side to Robine. Open three. No good for Pierce, and this one's rebounded by Holte for the Mustangs. 41-31, they trail. Osleen. Oh, that pass was just too far ahead, and Byer will get the steal for the Lions. Pierce, quick pass up to Robine. Robine bothered. She gives it out to Byer. Byer from the free throw line. That comes up short, and it is Osleen with the rebound. Yeah, Osleen had to Chris Carter that sideline pass and kept it alive, but unfortunately her teammates just were too far behind to help her out on that one. Holte gets a screen, drives. Travel, unfortunately. She's upset, but unfortunately that's the correct call.
Yeah, she just took that little tiny extra step. Otherwise, it's a great step through, great move. Just got caught with that one little pitter-patter.
Yeah, it was a really good-looking move, but unfortunately, does get the travel. So the Lions get it back with under 13 minutes to go here in the game. On the far side, Byer into Pierce. Pierce, I don't know how she held on to that ball somehow, but she gets the rebound and tries the putback. It's no good. And now we got to fight for the rebound. We're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow should be Mora's. It is. So again, Mora fighting for that rebound. They don't get it, but they do get the jump ball, and the possession arrow favors them. So they continue from the first half that effort. As they'll inbound to Axel. Axel got by Pierce, and Axel driving forward. She had the hand in there by Pierce and somehow held on to that. Now a long two by Osleen. This ball is up for grabs, still up for grabs. It's Emma Axel who's going to wind up with the rebound. On the near side now, it's Osleen giving it to Emma Axel. On the far side for Addison. Now inside Osleen. It's stolen away. Bethany Besser with it. Fast break opportunity, and she drops it in for two. She just made it look too easy.
Yeah.
Now Osleen looking for the fast break opportunity. Pass out on the far side. Holte for three. Just off the mark. Rebound. Not going to be clean for anybody, and another jump ball.
I know what the record for jump balls is, but I don't know if we're approaching it or not.
Yeah, we got to be close. We got to be close. That was a tough one, too, because Osleen had the open lane, but then the defender came in really out of nowhere. Jump ball, though, does favor the Mustangs, but she kind of tapped her chest and said, hey, that's my bad. The pass was not strong enough as Emma Axtell gets the rebound. This one's no good. It's going to be Ruby Byer with the rebound for the Lions. She'll bring it up the court. Now stops, gives it over to Besser. Besser trying to get around Holte. Holte with the poke. Holte nearly got the steal. Besser gets it back, and then this pass to Byer was tipped by Axtell, and Byer couldn't hold on to it. She looked like she had a chance, but looked like just it slipped out of her hands a little too much, and unfortunately that will go back to the Mustangs.
Yeah, Mora would get that fingertip on the ball, and then it just took a weird bounce.
Emma Axtell in some trouble. Gives it back outside to Addison. Now on the far side, Holte. Inside, Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer a little too strong, but there's Addison again for another rebound. She's with 9, but now it's a steal for Aaliyah Robine, and there's not many people who's going to catch her, and she delivers it in for 2. 45-31. Robine turning on the Jets, but here comes Emma Axtell. Trying to drive baseline. Double team. Gives it back out. Ill-advised pass. Aaliyah Robine with another steal. Fast break opportunity again. Fixes there, but not enough. And Robine drops it in for 2 more. This is stolen away by Ruby Byer. Besser. Near side Pierce for 3. And that's no good. Rebounded by...
Oh, that's travel.
It should have been, yeah. As Byer got the rebound, she fell to the court almost slowly.
Slowly,
but that still is, if you fall and you do not dribble that ball, that is a travel. So maybe a little bit of a missed call there. But I'll give the referee some credit.
Must have kept her pivot foot, right?
He was the defender was in his way.
Yeah.
We'll give him a little bit of a break. Trying to get on track, and Pierce does with that 3 from the far side to make it 50-31. And we talked about Ogilvie trying to pull away in that first half. It seemed like each and every time Mora was able to come back, but now it seems like Ogilvie has finally found a little bit of a rhythm to get going. But now, just as I say that, Elia Kasmar comes back and says, hold up now. We're not finished.
Now this is a time for Mora. They want to extend that defense even a little more, force those passes like they just did.
Get a steal here for Osleen as the pass to Robine led her towards that out-of-bounds line, and she tried to keep it alive, but Osleen was right there for the steal. Sperling now with it. Sperling gives it back out. Now on the far side, Addison Axtell gets by one defender. Pass baseline to Fix. Fix gets that one to fall.
That was a nice look, nice cut by Fix, and nice look by Addison Axtell. Good hands to catch that and get it off the backboard.
Pierce fakes the pass over the defender, then gives it on the side. Now it gets to Robine to Pierce. Now back to Byer from that free throw line again. This one rolls, but no good. Fix is there for the rebound. Picks battling with Robine up on that sideline. She lost her dribble. She'll give it now to Addison Axtell, who fell and is going to lose the ball. Leah Robine, another steal. That's her third. Can she make it into 2 more points? She'll take the shot. This one's going to be no good. And it's Sperling there for the rebound. Now Sperling taking it up the court. Just outside the paint, gives it off to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer near side will give it inside to Addison Axtell. Pass to Sperling. I don't know if that was the exact play. It looked like Addison could have had a chance at it to herself, but then lost it. And now Addison just goes in there and rips the ball away from Robine. And we're going to get a jump ball. Mora, that great job by Axtell, realizing that, hey, our possession here, I'm taking it back. Even if she didn't get the steal, she's good for the jump ball. But my goodness, Axtell trying to swing momentum with one play. She nearly did on that one.
Yeah, Robine just kind of is like not going anywhere. I'll take it.
We do get a full time out.
It's like for Ogilvie called that one.
Yeah, so Ogilvie will call the timeout. Then he'll be left with 3. We'll keep it here as it is a full timeout, but we'll keep it here 50-35. Try and catch you up on some other games going on in our local listening area. Again, Adam Hefty on 100.9 FM. And that game has gone final, by the way. It is Pine City getting the victory in that girls basketball game over Hinckley Finlayson, 59-22. Appreciate Adam Hefty calling that game. No update yet in the Pine City boys hockey game against Northern Edge. But I know we've got plenty of games going on in our local listening area, so we'll try and get you updated on as many as we can from that. Try and check some other ones before we get going here out of the timeout. We've got plenty going on in AA, a lot of going on in 6AA. Meanwhile, Princeton does fall to Duluth Marshall, who seems like they're back to normal Duluth Marshall basketball, 89-67. One of our local teams there in Princeton falling here tonight. Floodwood up over Moose Lake Little River, 51-19. A little bit of lopsided there in that one. So back out of the timeout, Mora again will get the possession. Try and get you an update from that Bram-Aiken game when we can, if we can. Axtell with it. She lost it to Robine, and Robine will bring it up the court, but her and Axtell look to be battling here. That's going to be one to watch. But Robine gives it to Besser on the far side. That pass was tipped. Robine just in the perfect spot to grab that one. Now to Pierce. Pierce trying to get around the defender, Axtell. Now to Byer. Byer back to Robine. To Pierce. Pierce will slow things down offensively now on the far side. Trying to get it to Byer, but a hand in there defensively by Sperling will knock it out of bounds. It stays with Ogilvie. 8:15 to go here in the game. 50-35 Lions with the lead.
With only 6 seconds left in the shot clock.
3, 2, and 1, but Pierce drops it in for 2.
Yeah. It was good defense for 29 seconds there by Mora,
Axtell gives it off to Osleen. Osleen trying to find a way through. Gives off to Sperling, and they're going to call another jump ball. Sperling trying to shoot it, but the ball was touched there by Pierce, and the possession arrow pointing the way of Ogilvie. 52-35, Pierce up the court with it. Now gives it off to Byer, back to Pierce. On the near side for Besser. That ball was tipped out of bounds by Kastenbauer. Mora doing a good job of getting their hands again in the passing lanes, but just unable to create many turnovers with them. Pierce has it, trying to drive on the far side, gives off to Besser. Besser forces the defender to jump. Besser stops and her drive, puts it up over the defender. Robine gets the rebound now on the far side for Pierce. Pierce through the defenders, pulls up, jumper, no good. And that's one that should have been good. It's going to go off of a member of, they're going to say Mora. They're going to say Mora. It was close. I didn't quite see who it last went off of, but they say it went off of Mora last. So Ogilvie will inbound. Besser on that far side now gives it to Byer for 3. That's off the mark. And
jump ball.
Quick whistle there on that one. I was a little bit surprised because it looked like Mora was gaining possession fairly quickly, but they do get the jump ball, and it will be Morris. Good as a rebound, right?
Yeah. It's still, Mora's still not letting anything easy. Ogilvie's getting these offensive rebounds, but Ogilvie's not really getting much out of him.
Right. As we see a foul here on Ogilvie, I believe this one will be on Ava Halverson. It will. It'll be her third. Team's third.
Yeah.
Pretty clean second half. We had a pretty clean first half as well. We only had 13 fouls between the two teams, 7 for Mora in the first half, 6 for Ogilvie, and so far 5 in this second half, so pretty clean. Mora passing it around at the top of the key now. Sperling passes back to Axtell and didn't realize Robine was there. Axtell providing great defense, but Robine with the pass out to Pierce. That's off the side of the rim, no good, and Axtell is going to get the rebound. Axtell guarded by Pierce. She picks up her dribble, and unfortunately, she traveled.
Yep.
She planted those feet and then step, and unfortunately, that will be a turnover. And as a coach, how frustrating that, but how important is it to just remind them because, again, Axtell is a younger player.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things is don't let yourself get sped up. You know that you have that pressure coming at you. Just, relax. You have time, with the ball. Don't need to force it.
Robine. Wow, being guarded well by Amber Fix. I mean, Amber Fix is just all over on that one. Knocked it out of bounds once again. As much as we talk about Kellish being the leader of this team, the emotional leader, the playmaker, we got to give Fix some credit because she is also an emotional leader as well. She has done a great job, I know, in volleyball and other sports. She's done a great job at being that emotional leader, and no surprise that she sometimes takes over that role here for Kellish.
Yeah, she's been getting her hands in the passing lane a lot, but she's battling these bigger girls, getting rebounds, bringing the ball up when she needs to.
Shot is no good by Ogilvie. They did get the rebound, but then on the next one, it was rebounded by Mora. On the far side, Kastenbauer, instead of the long three, she takes it to the basket and gets it to fall for 2, 52-37. And now, unfortunately, Kastenbauer is down. And we will pray and hope that she is all right. She is sitting up, so that's good, but she's in some pain.
Hoping it's just one of those where you just hit the ground.
Yeah.
Nothing. Hopefully, nothing substantial there.
She is being looked at by the trainer, so, but she is up to her feet.
Yeah, it's good. Walking off on her own power.
So good to see. We never want to see anybody hurt, but glad to see that she is up and walking off the court. So Holte will check in for her. And hopefully she's able to make her way back into the game sooner than later. But 6 minutes to go, 52-37, Lions on top of the Mustangs in this Great River Conference matchup. Earlier, we've seen Pierce reach that 2,000 career point mark. So big moment there for her, but she was right back to business afterwards. This pass from O'Bine lobbed a little bit too much, and Fix says, I will take that. Axtell now over to Osleen. Wanted to go back to Axtell, but Pierce was right there. And now Osleen will take the long two. It's no good. Pierce with the rebound. Pierce has got a double-double with 12 rebounds and a lot of points.
That was a nice little play there by the Mustangs. The defense went with Axtell. Pierce hits a three.
Pierce, she almost had that stolen away by Holte. Holte jumped that ball, but unfortunately couldn't get it. And Pierce says, okay, I left open. I will take the shot. No shot there by Addison Axtell. They're going to get a foul here on Ogilvie. They will get Aaliyah Robine with her second, team's fourth. Emma Axtell will check in for Addison Axtell. Very rare you don't see those two on the court at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, Addie's usually right out there at the start. Then Emma gets in there pretty quick.
Inbound here to Fix. Now gives it to Sperling. Goes back to Emma Axtell. The two is no good. And Sophia Halverson is there for the rebound. Robine will bring it up the court for the Lions. To Beyer, and the pass is tipped. It will lead Pierce into the backcourt, but because it was tipped, it's not an over and back. Pierce calling out the play, gives it a fake, and then to Besser. Besser trying to work on Holte. Holte again nearly with a steal. So Besser will then give it off to Pierce. Pierce, far side for Robine. Three just off the rim. This one's up for grabs. Sophia Halverson with the rebound. Pierce, two is no good. Beyer's there for the rebound. On the far side, Pierce, 3. That's no good. Besser gets the rebound. That's no good. And Osling's going to get the rebound. My goodness, plenty of opportunities for both sides, but Mora gets out of that without allowing a point.
Robine's cooled off a little bit this second half, but she's still getting good looks, and they aren't off by much.
Oh, no. Fix another.
Fall on the ground.
Yeah. Again, it looked to be maybe a possible travel call there on Fix. A great move, but instead we're going to get Ruby Byer for her 4th foul and the team's 5th, unfortunately. Sophia Halverson out. In is Ava Halverson. The foul is on the floor, so no shot here for Fix. She'll get set to inbound. Good. Fix looking, goes to Emma Axtell on this near side. Trying to go inside to Fix. Fix lost it for a moment, throws it towards the basket. It's no good. Besser is going to grab the rebound.
Yeah. Not sure if that pass was supposed to be to Fix or Osleen, but over and back.
Yeah, unfortunately, Byer was in some trouble there by Mora, and she wanted to give it back to Besser, but Besser had not crossed that half-court line, and unfortunately, a mistake there for Byer. Mora will get it back. So, yeah, here we've gotten into a little bit of a scoring lull. Both teams have not played the cleanest.
No.
So,
a little shot clock. You'd think on a change of possession that it should have fully reset to 35, but
that was the argument, believe it or not, by the home coach. But hey,
yeah,
playing for fairness.
Yeah,
like to see that. Emma Axtell somehow gets through 2 defenders, got the shot up, then went in to try and get the rebound, drew the jump ball. My goodness, Emma Axtell may not be the biggest, the tallest, but man, she is fighting out there for the rebound. Yep. But it does wind up being a jump ball, so Ogilvie will get possession. Pierce nearly lost it again. Fixes in there trying to get the steal, as is Holte. On the far side, Byer hands it to Robine. A lob pass into Ava Halverson. Ava Halverson. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. She did, as she swatted that one out, she stepped on the boundary, but it was stolen away by Osleen anyway. So either way, it was going to be more a ball. Kassenbauer checks back in. So good to see that she's all right.
Yep.
Glad to see she's back into the game. Got 2 subs here for Mora. Looks like Addison Axtell and Kassenbauer in for Fix and leave.
And Sperling, I think.
Sperling, there we go. Teamwork.
Yes.
Holte with it now for the Mustangs in the offensive zone. Oh, what a great poke there by Pierce, stolen away by Besser, and Pierce trying to bring it forward. Lob toward the basket. She got it to fall. Nice touch on that one by Pierce. 57-37 now with under 3 minutes to go. Holte left alone in the near side corner for 3, and she drops it through. 57-40. Get a whistle, and did we get a timeout? So a little bit of confusion on the timeout call. One coach arguing that, again, his team had possession when they called the timeout. And if you're unfamiliar with basketball, you can call the timeout as long as your team has possession or it's a dead ball. If the other team has it, you cannot call the timeout.
Yeah, that timeout, as long as the ball, if you call it right, as the ball is going through the net, you can still get it. And I think he tried to call it, but, that's one of the things, too, is, with the 2-man crew, it's hard. When you have the 3-man crew, you're going to have that third guy on the sideline there that you can say, hey, timeout, timeout, timeout. But I think it's right to grant him it. It's just it takes a second there, So
it was a timeout by Mora. 30-second timeout, and we're back out onto the court. 2:46 to go. 57-40. Lions with the lead over Mora. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. If you're tuning in on our YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube page. That way you'll be notified every single time we go live with a local sporting event. You hit that red subscribe button. You'll get the notification every time we go live with a sporting event, and all you have to do is click on it, and it will take you right to the live video. Game day Gilman joined by Pete Balmer out here for this Great River Conference game as Pierce delivers it over to Byer for 3. No good. Pierce is there for the rebound. She backs out and takes a little time off the clock, gives it to Byer, now to Besser on the far side for Robine. That ball was tipped by Holte again. I don't know how many times she's got her hand in there, but plenty. I'll say that. Pierce bothered, gives out to Robine, a long three off the mark, and Emma Axtell is going to get the rebound here for Mora. Deep pass. This one's too deep.
Yep.
It was in between Addison and Holte, and unfortunately, neither one of them could catch up to it, so a turnover that gives it back to Ogilvie, and unfortunately, Robine limping a little bit. Hopefully she's all right.
Yeah.
I never want to see anybody hurt. So
looks like maybe a little cramp in the calf there. She's rubbing her calf there. Like
she's got a smile on her face, so maybe not something too bad. As we see again, Holte, another hand on a ball. Pierces gets it back this time, and for three, this time it's no good, and Kassenbauer going to get the rebound for Mora. Addison Axtell will bring it forward, gives it over to Emma. Emma wanted to go. And finally finds Osling. Now along, is that a 3-2?
Yeah.
Not sure, but it's no good. And Sophia Halverson, get the rebound.
Yeah, Holte just a little short on that three. The Mustangs are, they're still getting after it on defense, making it tough for Ogilvie to get the ball, close to the basket. And anytime they try, they're getting a hand on those passes too.
Yeah, as we see another steal here for Mora, Emma Axtell. They're getting their hands in the passing lanes and benefiting from it. They pass to Kassenbauer. The defender for three. That's no good. Still looked like a good three-point shot. Emma Axtell got the rebound initially. Now it's Pierce with the rebound. Pierce going to take it. Nice Euro step, but unfortunately could not get that one to fall. And it's rebounded by Kassenbauer. Pierce with a good-looking move. Nasty move at that. Now deep pass to Osling for two. I think Ogilvie just kind of lost sight of Osling, and she was wide open. Shot clock, game clock separated by about 6 seconds, maybe just 5.5. Ava Halverson just throws it at the basket. Or excuse me, that was Sophia, and then it was rebounded by Ava. And this ball is knocked out of bounds by a member of the Lions. 27 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. And we'll get a new member of Ogilvie to check into the game for the final few seconds. Mia Schultz. She'll come in for Pierce, and Pierce will get the last 20 seconds off. So Axtell will take it for, that's Addison Axtell. And Holte thought about the three, thought about it again, then pass it now to Osling. Now inside to Emma Axtell. Gets it over the defender, but Sophia Halverson is there for the rebound. And Halverson nearly traveled. She got it off to Besser. Now over to Byer, and that will do it. 3 seconds left, and that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The final here on this Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Ogilvie defeats Mora 57-42. And we'll grab yet another conference win and try and have at least some sort of chance at the championship game. So, 57-42. Ogilvie gets the victory. We're going to take a commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll recap this game. Maybe even get an interview with the player of the game and the head coach of Ogilvie. But again, after a word from our fine sponsors, you're listening to Girls Basketball here on Nice, 95.5 FM, KBEK.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsand, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
If aches and pains are holding you back, Wellia Health is here to assist you. Our sports medicine team is dedicated to getting you back to your passions. With extensive experience and expertise, we specialize in managing concussions, a worry for both young athletes and adults. Whatever the injury, let's get you back in action with an appointment at Wellia Health. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or conveniently schedule through your MyChart account. Visit welliahealth.org for more information.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Resetting your password. unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
We're back here on Nice 95.5 FM. Ethan Game Day Gilman joined by Pete Ballmer as we see the Ogilvie Lions beat the Mustangs 57-42 here in this one, the final. The defenses were kind of the talking point here in this second half. Both of the defenses stepped up in a big way. The scoring really cooled off here in this second half. Only 22 points for Ogilvie in the second half, and then just over, I can't do math right that quickly, but about 16, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, we'll go with it. For Mora in the second half. But again, we kind of a tale of two halves offensively, because the first half we've seen a bunch of scoring for both sides, and it was close. Yeah. Ogilvie, again, just in the second half, got a few more shots to fall. Mora had plenty of opportunities. They just weren't able to get as many to fall.
Yeah, and it just didn't seem like the looks were as clean for Mora in the second half as they were in the first half. They were attacking that basket, the basket well. They just, just a lot more. Ogilvie was there a little bit more, and then on the Lions side, Pierce got going again, and I think once she got that 2,000 points, she relaxed a little bit. Yeah. You could tell starting that second half a little tight.
Yep.
But but no, Ogilvie made it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a really good job, and Pierce again getting that 2,000th career point. And again, you mentioned she got at the free throw line, so it was a little bit of a calmer spot to get it in. They got to stop the game because, well, it was kind of already stopped. Yeah. So, and then you could tell she kind of settled down a little bit after that. She got to hug her teammates, her family, and friends. So that was a pretty cool moment for her. And then she kind of settled down. Everything kind of went smooth there. But again, defensively, these two teams really did a good job. I mean, we talked about it in the first half for Mora, just getting hands in the way, getting steals, getting their hands on the ball. Even if Ogilvie got a rebound, got a turnover, whatever it was, they were still getting their hands on the ball. And it still felt like Ogilvie was still frustrated over that, just because we don't have it. We do not have it. So Mora did a good job of, if anything, frustrating Ogilvie on really almost everything.
Yeah, they did. One thing, Mora likes to extend that zone out. And there's one possession sticks out in my head is Fix and Holte, were out there on Pierce, and they weren't reaching. They were just moving their feet, keeping her boxed in. And normally you got to fight that urge. You want to reach in and grab that ball, but they did a really nice job of, defending without fouling.
Yeah. They did a really good job of that. But, again, Ogilvie got a few more possessions where they scored in a row more than Mora. And you got to give credit to Ogilvie, because there were plenty of times where, the turnovers were heading in Mora's direction, and it seemed like Mora was about to make a comeback again. But Ogilvie did a good job of just staying calm, concentrating on their game plan, and completing that game plan, and not worrying about the extra stuff, just continuing to stick with their game plan. But I got to admit, again, we talk about the frustration that Ogilvie had because Mora was just on everything. Yeah. For Ogilvie, how tough is that for them to stay concentrated like that despite that frustration? Yeah,
it's real easy to just kind of lose focus on that. It's like, you want to get, all right, I got to get a quick shot up or something like that. I got to keep their hands away from me. But, in the first half, Ogilvie seemed a little sped up, but in the second half they did. They did a nice job. They were working the ball around, looking for that good shot, and they knew that, well, hey, if we're going to get 2 jump balls in a row, we get the second one, or, every other one. So, they did a real nice job of keeping their composure, I thought, all night.
Yeah, they really did, as Ogilvie will improve their conference record. And, Mora, unfortunately, their record won't show it, but, man, they are a really tough team, and they are going to provide a battle for everybody they face.
Yeah, it's, the opposing teams might look at their record and think it's going to be an easy night, but no, they're going to have to work for everything they get when they come and play the Mustangs.
They really will. And as we take a look at the schedules for both of these teams, again, it's a Thursday game. So for Ogilvie, this will be it for this week. They will return home next Tuesday to host Barnum, and then they'll get actually a little bit of a rest. They won't play until next Saturday after Tuesday up at Sabika for a 1:30 game. So a little bit of a break there for them as we try and take a look at the Mora Mustangs schedule. Of course, the girls, they played here tonight. They played on Monday and, of course, on Tuesday. So it's been a busy week for them already. But, again, they wrap it up here with Ogilvie here tonight. And then they'll come back next Tuesday, but they'll be on the road. They'll be up at Moose Lake Little River. And then they'll get home game next Thursday against Hinckley Finlayson. So more conference games for them. But for both teams, the schedule really doesn't get any easier. It's a gauntlet kind of all the way through.
Yeah, once you get past that Christmas break, as the players and the coaches like it, that you get at least 2 games a week. But, yeah, it does. It can, some of those 3-game weeks, you start to feel it a little bit. But, I know the girls – They'd probably rather be playing than practicing, right?
No doubt. And both these teams have a lot of good to look forward to here this season. Of course, coming up for us tomorrow, we have a lot coming up for you. We got a bunch of boys basketball. Bram will host Aiken. That'll be on our YouTube. Mora will host Ogilvie. Then Pine City will host Hinckley Finlayson, and Rush City will host Mille Lacs. That is all coming your way here tomorrow night. And then on Saturday, we have some Saturday basketball, a rare Saturday game, but Bram will host Mountain Iron Buell in that girls basketball game at noon, and that should be another good one here for Bram. Bram is being tested each and every game, it seems like, and that will be another one as they are being tested tonight against Aiken, but Saturday's game, I think a lot of people are looking forward to.
Yeah, Mountain Iron Buell is one of those teams, up north, and they come out of Section 7 quite a bit to go to state. So it should be a fun game for the Bombers.
It should be, as of course they played Crosby Ironton already, who is another team who is expected to get back to state or to the championship game. So it seems like Bram is just being tested each and every week. And of course, speaking of some of the teams that we've got coming up tomorrow, Mora, you're the JV coach for the boys team over there. That team is back to what feels like Mora basketball. Change up the offense a little bit last year to accommodate to the team. This year it kind of seems like everything is kind of falling into place. Everything has a year underneath them. So more well-versed in what's going on. And, of course, Kurt Gracek is a really great coach as well. So for you guys, though, looking at your guys' schedule coming up, I know you don't play Albany during the regular season, but just – looking at the team and how far they've come from last year, I mean, what is that like to be able to be a part of that?
Well, the big thing is this year we're healthy. Last year we lost Gage Brady for a good chunk of the beginning of the season, but now we got our we're all knock on wood here. Quick. We're getting Owen Lynn back soon. He sprained his ankle early in the season. He was our starter last year and now this year until he got hurt. So we're getting healthy. We've had that year together, and the boys are playing really well.
Yeah,
so
it is fun to watch that team move the ball so quickly. I know I called their game. I can't remember who it was against, but you guys scored over 100 points. Trying to keep up with that game was hard. Trying to move the camera, keep up with stats, and trying to keep up oh my goodness. But it was a fun one to be a part of. But this will be a team to definitely be watching for as we go forward, as we take a look at playoffs. I know it's crazy to talk about playoffs, but they're right around the corner, believe it or not. I mean, we're getting towards the middle of January already, which is crazy. But playoffs come up for the ladies at the end of February. So looking at that, looking at some of the teams that we've been able to see, and 2 teams here tonight, looking at these teams, I mean, what going through the rest of the regular season, how do you make sure that as you get closer and closer to playoffs that they're not looking at the playoffs? They're focusing on each and every game.
And it's up to the coaches, to focus on every day. I guess you could steal something from Kevin O'Connell and PJ Fleck. They always talk about we're just looking to go 1-0 this day, this week. And that it is hard. These are young kids. And keep that focus. But you want them to focus. You want to try to say, hey, we just want to go 1-0 today. Right. This is the most important thing. Not tomorrow, not 2 weeks from now, but. But today's the day that you got to focus.
Certainly. And I'm not a coach, so I can look as far ahead as I want.
Exactly.
But one of the matchups that I'm really looking forward to again is the fact that the boys, Pine City Mora, play again in Mora. Now, the last couple of years, it's been dominated by Mora, but we know Pine City, anytime that game is in Mora, it seems like Pine City is a little bit better a version of themselves. So I'm looking forward to that game. But for you, whether it's boys for Mora or just boys basketball in general, girls, you got any games that you're kind of looking at and going, that should be an interesting one?
Yeah, well, like for us, like in our section, tomorrow night Albany plays Pequot Lakes. We had a nice win against Pequot Lakes up at their tournament.
Yeah.
Over Christmas, but I guess I'm not gonna say we're Patriot fans, but but no, it's a big section game for us, for all Albany to keep pace, and they're a very good basketball team.
Yeah, both those teams very good this year. Of course, the boys basketball team from Mora in the top 5 of the section, trying to keep that pace. I mean, it is ridiculous, though, Section 6AA for both boys and girls, how talented it is year in and year out. And it seems like even the bottom teams you have to be careful of going into playoffs because they might wind up surprising somebody. It's just it's crazy how talented these teams can be year in and year out.
Yeah, for, 2 of the last 3 years, the boys state champion has come from our section. It is ridiculous how talented all the teams are, and you never know any given night what could happen.
Right, and we're stalling a little bit, see if we can't get our head coach of Ogilvie and
1 second here.
Okay, and our player of the game to come up here and do a post-game interview. We got the Bomber getting
using some connections I have here to get this guy
come
up
here.
here.
For post-game interview, and so we'll get the head coach of the Ogilvie Lions, Jonathan Nelson, here to join us. And Coach Nelson, first of all, thanks so much for joining me, and congrats on the win here tonight.
Yeah, thanks. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done, and I think that just gives Mora a lot of credit, because their defense really gave us fits tonight. They're lengthy. They look short on film. They look short in person, but they got some reach to their arms, and it gave us a little bit of fits tonight, and we were pretty sloppy with the ball. But all in all, very proud of the girls. It's a rivalry game. You have Caden's supposed to score 2,000, so the pressure's just like mounting on them, and you got all these people here with signs and ready to cheer her on. And I think I'm going to need a long nap tomorrow during school in Mora. So
So you guys have a break until Tuesday. But just talking about this game, you talked about the frustration that this team felt a little bit because of Mora putting on that pressure. What was the message to the girls? Because it did seem like they did get frustrated at points.
Yeah, so, first half, Mora was hitting a lot of good shots. I mean, you got to give, like I said, you got to give Coach Dalby and that whole team a lot of credit because they were hitting shots early. And that's not something they've typically done consistently this year, So I thought he had them really ready and prepared, and we just did not look in sync. And we haven't played too many zones, against too many zones this year. So at least not one that is that aggressive, right? So, credit to them. But we got to halftime. We corrected a couple things, got a little bit of a flow going. But still, we could not get the knockout punch all night. Moore just hung around, and that's just a credit to those girls. They work really hard. Easily it could have gotten away from them, but, I give Coach Dalby and that crew a lot of credit. They did a great job with those girls, and, but, of course, for us, I'm just proud of our girls for fighting through a rivalry game and all the hoopla tonight.
Yes, there was certainly a lot. And for your team, I mean, how tough was it to try and block out all the outside noise of how big tonight could have been and wound up being and try and concentrate on the game itself?
Yeah, I think I went into the locker room before the game, and I just simply asked them, I said, you want good cop, bad cop? They're like, bad cop. I said, Cadence, I don't care when you get it, ever, if ever. I said, I want you to play hard and get it in the flow of the offense. I said, we're not going to run specials for you all night. It's not what we're doing. We're going to play basketball. We're going to get it in the flow of our offense and keep our personality. Because I think when you change, that's when you get in trouble. That's when it gets dangerous. That's when you can get knocked off. So we kept our personality tonight, missed a lot of open shots, which is kind of atypical of us. But, hey, when the pressure's ratcheted up a little bit, it's a good learning experience. So, in the rivalry game. So just really proud of our girls. They worked hard. They worked through it. We're not deep. And we had a really tough game Tuesday night against Aiken. So bouncing back, playing your rival, they're exhausted. I think we're giving them tomorrow off because they're just shot. They need a weekend now. So
yeah, and it was a great game. But like you mentioned, some of those missed shots were not typical of this team. What is the message to the team when those shots are not falling like they maybe usually would?
Yeah, just keep shooting. I mean, keep grinding, keep getting good possessions, keep taking the shots that you typically take because, they're going to fall. It's just consistently we're much better than what we showed, but by the same token, again, that goes back to Mora's D and all that. But honestly, I think when I look at it, we just got to have our legs back, and we just didn't have them tonight. You could tell we just didn't have them. We're tired, pretty tired, because we played a really, really long, lengthy, 62 foul-laden game, so it was physical. So, yeah. We need some rest right now.
Certainly. And talking about our player of the game, of course, Cadence Pierce, reaching her 2,000th career point. You mentioned it. Weren't going to do anything special about it. But what was it like to be able to see her reach that there in the second half?
So when I first started with Cadence, she was in 7th grade. We brought her up. And she's going to kill me for this story, but in one of our JV games, one of her first games, she got not 2, not 3, but 4 inbound violations for stepping over the line. She had never inbounded a ball before in her life, and I never knew that. And we're in a JV game. She had 4 times. I pulled her. I said, "Are you going to ever be a player or what?" And she's like, "Yeah." So you can't step over the line. I mean, we've gone from that to 2,000 points her junior. That's something. She's worked really hard. And, unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here the last 2 years with them, but I'm just very fortunate to be with them now, and what a great kid. I mean, she works so hard, just such a hard worker. And I would be remiss if I didn't give credit to Grace Hines, who kind of paved the way for a player like Cadence. Yeah. And then Cadence has kind of took the bull by the horns and taken it to another level. So, it's just been a great night and kind of a great, road and story that Cadence has had, so it's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch, and she kind of encompasses all that you want in a player, a great teammate, that sportsmanship that you see out on the court, but just having fun out there too. And I think a lot of players will get wrapped up in the game and kind of lose that sense of fun, but it never seems like she loses that. It always seems like she's just having fun out there, but it seems like it's infectious to the team too. Yeah. And what is it like to be able to have a player like that, who you guys lost some good senior players last year, but to have a young lady like her step up along with the seniors this year?
Yeah, so she's the only one that really played any significant minutes last year. So it's been kind of a new thing for her to get all these girls on the same page, and these girls have learned it quickly, picked up on it, done a fantastic job, because we've got some really solid role players here. Leah Robine being one of those girls that can really play. So I just love coaching these girls. They're so fun to be around. I don't think there's a practice where we're not laughing. We enjoy the game, and they enjoy working hard, and that's what's fun. I threw out a new drill the other day. They ran it so hard, I was like, okay, we got to stop because you're doing it too good. I don't have anything to correct you on. I wish I did. But that's the kind of mentality they have, and just the hard workers. And I just love being around this group of girls. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us here in the post game, and
appreciate
good luck
it
going forward.
All right, thank you.
That again was head coach Jonathan Nelson of the Ogilvie Lions. We will try and get Pierce here. She is getting her pictures with friends and family, deservedly so. We're taking plenty of her time, but she is going to be gracious enough to join us here on the post game. And here she is, our player of the game, Cadence Pierce. First of all, Cadence Pierce, congratulations on 2,000 career points.
Thank you.
And looking at this game, it looked like after you scored those points, it looked like there was a little bit of a weight lifted off your shoulders. Was that kind of the case?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And going into a game like this, how hard is it for you to try and stay focused on the game itself and not try to worry about that part of it too much?
Well, going into the game, I tried, thinking, get more assists than points. Try and get other people, because I know it's going to come eventually. I shouldn't be, taking for myself, try and do that kind of stuff.
For sure, and watching you've been starting on this team for so long, and obviously this year a little bit of a new year for you guys. You guys lost a good amount of senior talent last year, and you're kind of the leader of this team this year because you're really the only one who's had a lot of varsity experience. So what has it been like for you to be kind of that leader on the court, off the court, in the locker room?
I know I'm much younger than all the other girls, but I feel like they respect me really well. When I try and tell them something, try and help them, they'll listen and try what I say. I don't know. Everybody just gets along. I don't know. Everybody we picked up a flow and it just works.
Absolutely, and it does seem like you guys are a really good team out there, flowing really well. But for you've kind of got all phases of this game down, whether it's playing, whether it's being just a good teammate, the sportsmanship part of it. I mean, has that just come at being part of it, or is that just who you are?
I I feel like it's come with like the game of basketball, like knowing that like if you push someone down on accident, like you got to help them back up. Like when that happens, other people get angry and it causes like scenes in basketball, and like then the game kind of gets hard.
Certainly, and you have been such a great teammate for all these years along with this Ogilvie team. Congratulations on the win here tonight. What are you hoping to see from this team going forward in aspect of continuing to grow?
We have lots to work on over the season. There's some teams that up ahead on our schedule that we'd really like to beat, and even if we don't beat them, like get really close to beating them. Win conference, maybe go to state. We haven't been there for a really long time.
Yeah, so a lot of goals in front of you. Of course, you'll get to play Baram again. I'm sure that's one you're looking forward to. But how do you stay concentrated on the next games coming up, especially when you're in a conference that is so competitive like this?
Practice. Lots of practice, paying attention during practice. I know, like, we like to goof off, but towards the end, like, we got to pay attention, get our practice in, prepare.
Absolutely, and you guys aren't super deep on the bench here this year. So what goes into your preparation, whether it was preseason, during the season, to try and stay fit so you guys can be out there for the full 36 minutes?
Well, like during preseason, we didn't really do anything, but like the start of the season, we have this thing called Hell Week, and it's pretty much where like we don't touch a basketball. We like run, condition, defensive stuff, like that, all that.
And how important is it for you to kind of get as close as you can your teammates when you're not as deep as you are, so that way your communication out there, even when you're tired, stays at a high level?
Honestly, just like, I don't know, I feel like we have like more of a friendship. So like everybody likes everyone. Nobody really has beef on the team. So it just like everybody knows where everybody's going. Everyone knows like what they're capable of and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Well, Cadence, thanks so much for joining us here in the post game, and congratulations on that 2,000 career point mark.
Thank you.
That again was Cadence Pierce, our player of the game. Appreciate her joining us and wrapping up the post game here. Pete, it's so good to talk to both head coach Nelson and Cadence Pierce. I mean, but you can just tell this team. A little bit different this year, obviously. They don't have a lot of the leadership they had last year. Grace Hines being credited with a lot of that, but just they continue to grow, and it seems like they are so close-knit as a family.
Yeah, they play real well together. I was thinking throughout the game, would Cadence end up with 25 maybe?
25, 27, something like that?
Yeah, but it wasn't a noisy, 27. It wasn't like, hey, she's putting up shots. She's getting her teammates involved, and they play real well together, and they're all rooting for each other. So it's real fun to see.
It is, and that is going to do it for us here. The final on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, the Lions 57, the Mustangs 42. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate that. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this and every other broadcast that we do. Of course, a good way you can stay tuned to local sports is our morning show on this station, 95.5 FM KBEK, with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30, and then over on 100.9 FM with Joshua Muron at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can catch your local sports update. We'll talk this game, all the other games going on in our local listening area, plus some regional and national sports as well. Another good way to stay tuned to our local sports is our websites, WCMPradio.com, KBEK.com. You'll have the broadcast schedule on our websites underneath the sports tab. Click on broadcast schedule. That'll show you all the links for the games we got coming up that week. That is updated every Monday. And, of course, it is subject to change, especially this time of year. We got guys out sick and just family. It's just, it's a tough time of year. Of course, another way you can stay tuned is our social medias, our Facebook pages for both stations, our Instagram for both stations, plus our Twitter at WCMP Radio for all things local sports. Interviews, broken records, the career point marks like we have for Cadence Pierce, LOI signings, players deciding where they'll go to college, all that and much, much more. Of course, articles and then games we got coming up that day, so stay tuned for all of that. Of course, I'm Ethan Game Day Gamer. I was joined by Pete Palmer. And Pete, any final thoughts on this game?
I thought it was a well-played game. Both teams played hard, and it was just a fun game to call. It was
fun to be a part of. And again, the Ogilvie Lions come out on top over the Mora Mustangs, 57-42. One last thank you to Coach Nelson for joining us post-game, and a huge shout-out and congratulations to Cadence Pierce on that 2,000 career point mark and for joining us in the post-game. Well, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And, of course, stay tuned to all of everything. Follow, like, subscribe, whatever you have to do to stay tuned to our local sports here in KBK and WCMP. Again, for nice 95.5 KBK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. That was Pete Ballmer. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your night.